Students, last time we have studied about the normality. So what was normality? It was represented by n, and n is equal to number of gram equivalent of solute upon volume of solution in liter. Okay. Now see, here we are taking the volume, and last time I have told you that volume differs with the temperature. It means that whenever we will take the normality, then it will also change with the temperature. Okay. Units of normality. It is gram equivalent per liter. Gram equivalent per liter. Okay. Now, if any solution having volume B1 and normality N1 is diluted to solution of volume V2 and normality N2, then there lies the equation. Equation is N1V1 equal to N2V2, and this equation is called as normality equation. So what is normality equation? N1V1 is equal to N2V2, where N1 is the normality for the volume V1 and N2 is the normality for the volume V2. Okay. Similarly, if we change it with the M, that is molarity, here if any solution having a volume V1 and molarity M1 is diluted to a solution of volume V2 and molarity M2. Okay, then the molarity equation can also be written M1V1 equal to M2V2. This is molarity equation. Students, if the reaction is between the two different solutions, first of all, the first reaction is balanced. First of all, we have to balance the reaction. Then the molarity equation becomes M1V1 upon N1 equal to M2V2 upon N2, where N1 and N2 are the stoichiometric coefficients which appears in the balanced chemical equation. Okay, so when the reaction between two different solutions is taking place, then first of all we have to balance that. Okay, earlier what we were doing, we were just diluting the solution, but here we are taking two different solutions. So for that we have to balance the reaction, and then whatsoever the stoichiometric coefficients comes, then we divide the N1V1 with the first and with the N1 and N2V2 with the N2. Okay. Next, if two non-reacting solutions are mixed, two solutions are there which do not react with each other. If they are mixed, then the normality of the resultant solution is find out to be with the equation N1V1 plus N2V2 is equal to N3 into V1 plus V2. Okay, so N1 normality of the solution having a volume V1 Normality of the other solution having volume V2. Then N3 is the resultant normality of the resultant solution, and V1 and V2 are the original volumes of the two solutions. Okay. Similarly for the molarity, M1 V1 plus M2 V2 is equal to M3 into V1 plus V2. Okay. Sometimes it happens that they ask you the questions in which they give you acid and base. Okay, they mix the acid and base with each other, and then they ask the resultant part from you people. Okay, so for that what we have to do, sometimes it happens that acid and base are intermixed with each other, and question is asked from you to calculate the normality of the resultant solution. Okay. So for that what we have to do, I have written down 3 steps. You have to move along these steps and you can find out the normality. First step is you have to find the gram equivalent of each. That is, whatsoever the acid is given, whatsoever the base is given, you have to find the gram equivalent of those. Okay. Then second, subtract the lower gram equivalents from the higher gram equivalents. Sometimes it may happen that the acid is in excess. Sometimes it may happen that the base can be having more gram equivalents. So what we will do, we will subtract the lower gram equivalents, whether it will be acid or base, from the higher gram equivalents. Okay. Then normality of the resulting solution is equal to number of gram equivalent left, that is this part which we have calculated here of solution which is in excess, upon total volume of the solution. That is volume of acid plus volume of base which is used. So this is very important equations which we have studied, because questions are asked again and again from these. Okay. Then one more thing, normality, it is equal to molarity into acidity or basicity. This is also a very important relation. Normality is equal to molarity into acidity or basicity. As I have told you, what is acidity? Acidity is number of replaceable OH negative ions. What is basicity? It is number of replaceable H positive ions. Okay. So depending, we can find out the relation between the normality and molarity. So if normality of H2SO4 is to be found out, and suppose molarity of H2SO4 is M, then normality is equal to 2 into M for H2SO4, because in case of H2SO4 its basicity is equal to 2, because number of replaceable H positive ions here is 2. Okay. Student, our next concentration term is mole fraction. You have read it in the +1 class also. Mole fraction is represented by X. And what is it? It is the ratio of number of moles of a component, to total number of moles of all the components which are present in the solution. It may be 2 components, 3 components, 4 components. So sum of number of moles of all the components should be taken in the denominator, and number of moles of one component taken upwards. Then we find out the mole fraction of that particular component. Okay. So let us take a binary solution. Binary solution means which is made up of 2 components. Suppose that those 2 components are A and B. So for that, mole fraction of A is equal to number of moles of A upon number of moles of A plus number of moles of B, and Xb is equal to number of moles of B upon number of moles of A plus number of moles of B. Remember, this is important. Sum of mole fractions of all the components taken in a solution is equal to 1. That will always be equal to 1. So now how it is 1? You can just add them. Add XA plus XB. We have done that. Then what do you see? It is equal to 1. Very easy to find out. Okay. So if we know in a binary solution, if we know the mole fraction of one component, then you can easily find out the mole fraction of the other. That is, suppose we know the mole fraction of A, then XB is equal to 1 minus XA. Okay. Our last concentration term is ppm. Now ppm, it is defined as the mass of the solute present in 1 million parts. Mass of the solute present in 1 million parts by mass of the solution. That is very easy. Mass of the solution, mass of a component upon total mass of the solution into 10 raised to power 6. Basically, this is just like the mass percentage. In mass percentage, what we have done? Mass of a component upon total mass of the solution into 10 to the power 2. Here, because we are dealing with the million, so that's why we have taken it with the 10 to the power 6. Nothing else. Okay. It do not have any units. Why? Because mass divided by mass, that is units less. Okay. Now, question arises that where do we use the ppms? You must have listened that while measuring the pollution, we used to say that nitrogen dioxide gas or sulfur dioxide gas is present in that much of ppm. The CO is present in that much of ppm. So it is used where it is very in traces. Traces means very dilute solutions are there. Similarly, if you want to measure the chlorides, nitrates, lead in the drinking water, then again we use the concentration term of ppm. Now onwards, we will do few numericals related to these concentration terms.